Let's talk about the concept of short-term financing. Now, every business needs a certain number of assets or certain amount of assets to run the business. But this amount changes over time. And so the question is what's the best way to deal with the fluctuations in asset requirements? Okay? Because over time, firms have different asset requirements. So over the course of a year, for example, seasonal factors may require that they increase their total assets at certain times of the year, and at other times of the year, they can decrease them. And think about a company like Toys R Us. Toys R Us is going to stockpile a great deal of inventory during the holiday season when people are going out and shopping for Christmas and Hanukkah and buying a lot of presents. If you happen to be a company that's into making cement, well, during the winter, not as much building goes on, but during the spring, the fall, and the summer, a lot of building goes on. So they probably have to increase their inventories, the inputs that are required to make cement. So during the times, how are we going to finance these? So let's take a look at a picture here. If we take a look at a picture here, we can see that the asset requirements change over time. That's this fluctuation here. And these are due to seasonal factors. And so this total distance, okay, going up to this curve here, is our total asset requirement. However, our general growth in fixed assets and permanent current assets, we're going to assume grows on a consistent path here. So there's going to be a shortfall. That is, we're going to, at some points, need more assets than our current fixed assets and permanent current assets are. And at some points, we'll have just the right amount.
Welcome to Corporate Finance Explained, where we break down the essential topics every corporate finance professional needs to know. This series is narrated by AI, created using CFI's expert training materials, and designed to help you stay ahead in the world of finance. Enjoy this week's deep dive.
Today, we're tackling something maybe not always top of mind in the boardroom, but absolutely critical: working capital management.
That's right. It's fundamental.
And we're kicking off with this paradox that jumps out from the sources. You can have a company, right? Revenue's climbing, profits look great, stock's doing well, and then boom, suddenly liquidity just vanishes. They're bankrupt. How on earth does that happen? Profitable on paper, but dead in the water.
Yeah, it seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? But it nearly always comes down to the difference between being profitable and actually having cash, the culprit.
Yeah.
Working capital management, or WCM. You see, profit is about long-term value. Working capital, that's about surviving next week. If you sell a ton of stuff, but all your money is stuck, like in unsold inventory or tied up in invoices your customers haven't paid yet, well, you've got a ticking time bomb. Paper rich, cash poor. That's the classic trap.
Okay, so it's the short-term health check.
Exactly. The basic definition is simple. Current assets minus current liabilities. It just asks, can you pay your short-term bills with the assets you can quickly turn into cash?
Got it.
So this deep dive, our mission really, is to unpack this whole daily cash battle. We'll look at how giants like, say, Apple and Walmart absolutely mastered it, turned it into an advantage, and also what happens when companies lose that focus.
Right. Understanding that operational heartbeat. We often talk about revenue growth like it's a marathon, this long, sustained effort. But the sources really frame working capital differently. If revenue's the marathon, working capital is the sprint.
That's a great analogy.
You have to keep winning these short bursts day in, day out, just to stay.
Cash management. Cash management is an important part of any business's efforts to thrive financially. Cash management is a broad term that applies to the collecting, managing, and investing of cash. Think of it as a balance between the money a business takes in and the money it pays out. In the long run, businesses need more coming in. When done well, cash management enables businesses to avoid insolvency and handle unexpected costs. It also reduces the time bills spent in accounts receivables and finds the best short-term investments. Cash management can entail hiring debt collectors or be as simple as locking cash in a box so it can't be stolen. Small businesses rely more on efficient cash management because they typically lack access to more favorable lines of credit. Many times they face large startup costs that require having cash readily available. Those who handle a company's cash management must demonstrate a high level of financial literacy. Typically, they assume corporate treasury or business manager positions that carry great responsibility. New techniques and technology are regularly developed, so cash managers must be able to adapt quickly.
This is an invoice, and this is a CFO. His company sells luxury perfumes to retailers across the United States. The company sells on credit, meaning I ship you the goods today, and then I allow you 15 days, let's say, to make payment. How does the CFO make sure that the company gets paid on time with the least possible risk? He is a competent CFO, so he will rely on a couple of things. He will implement a set of standard procedures, such as a dunning process and automated reminders, and he will perform monthly analytical procedures to check the process is working smoothly.
I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger.
If you are an aspiring CFO, this video is going to teach you everything you need to know about managing accounts receivable like a rock star CFO. Let's go. If you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Bill Hanna. I'm the financial controller. I'm a licensed CPA in the great state of New York, and I've been working as a controller in New York City for the last 10 or 11 years. And this channel is all about giving you my experience as a controller. So it's going to be finance and accounting topics. If you're interested, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now. If you're an accountant and aspiring to become a controller, you're going to want to check out my Controller Academy course. I'm going to leave a link down below in the description with a coupon code so you can get a discount for being a subscriber on this channel. So today's video agenda, and there is a lot to cover here, so I'm going to leave chapters down below so you can click through the chapters that you want. But we'll be looking at the set of standard world-class procedures for accounts receivable, and then we'll whip out an Excel file, and I'm going to take you by the hand and show you how to perform a few simple KPIs that will tell you whether your world is falling apart or not. All right, so let's run through this set of best practices. When a company is first starting out, it's easy to just create invoices in Excel or Word document and then email it manually to your customers. But as the company grows, say beyond $1 million in annual sales, you're going to want to have this process automated. In our case, our CFO here relies on an automated process in the ERP software that generates an invoice based on an online communication from the warehouse after each shipment of perfumes is made.
Today, we're diving into a super important topic that's critical for businesses of all sizes is inventory management. Let's explore what inventory management is, how it works, and why it's so important for success in business. And as always, I'll share some real-time examples to bring it to life. Let's get started. First, what is inventory management? Inventory management is the process of tracking, controlling, and managing the stock or inventory that a business holds. This inventory can include raw materials, work-in-progress items, and finished goods ready for sale. Essentially, it's about managing what's coming in, what's going out, and what's left in storage. But why is this important? Effective inventory management helps businesses balance supply and demand. You don't want too much inventory sitting around because that ties up cash and storage space. On the flip side, you don't want too little because you might run out of products and lose sales. Second, objectives of inventory management. Why do businesses put so much effort into managing their inventory carefully? Here are 5 key objectives. 1. Meeting customer demand. The most important goal is making sure that you can meet customer demand without any interruptions. If customers want a product and it's not available, you'll lose sales and damage your reputation. 2.
Minimizing holding costs. Holding onto inventory for too long costs money. Businesses have to pay for warehousing, insurance, and sometimes even product depreciation. 3. Avoiding stockouts. A stockout is when you run out of inventory, which means you can't fulfill customer orders. This results in lost sales and possibly even lost customers. 4. Efficient cash flow. Management. You don't want to tie up too much cash in inventory that's just sitting on shelves. By managing inventory effectively, businesses can use their cash for other needs, like marketing, product development, or expansion. 5. Maintaining accurate records. Keeping track of your inventory is critical. You need to know what you have, what's being sold, and what needs to be reordered to avoid errors.